what's up? Oh shit. I need to fix this. Let's see. Yo, what up? Alright, that should be chill. Alright, so basically, well, thankfully, I mean, we had some pretty large moves during the overnight again, but it wasn't anything like the other couple days, which is chill with me. So what I'm thinking right now is we're watching this push up a little bit pre-market. We have market open in 4 minutes. There's two things I'm watching for: whether or not we're going to come down to take Asia lows and then come into here, which is, this is the area I'm going to be watching or paying attention to see whether or not we're actually going to bounce in this area or if we're just going to start falling through it. But if we continue to push up and we get past, like, I would say 25,075, like if we get past 100 or to 75 area, then at that point I'm just going to be expecting us to take out previous weekly highs, which previous weekly highs, let me just mark it out on my chart, is up here. Oh, the mic volume's low. Let me see. Is that better? Is it louder? I'll move the mic closer too. So yeah, previous weekly highs is basically what I'm looking for if we are going to continue our push up here. Although preferably, I would like to see us come down into this area and then try and long it out of here, if it makes sense to do so. Like if it looks like buyers are actually stepping in over here. So what this area is right here is, we made this massive move up off of that Trump tweet regarding like the war being over soon. So I'd like to see, well, first of all, I just want to see if we are going to go down, then we're probably going to take Asia lows if we're going to go down. So I don't think that we just melt. I mean, we could, but to answer your question, it's not just the discount fibs, but yes, it is also part of the fibs. So like, I'm watching the DLP, this DLP zone that I have, and then I'm watching discount from this leg up, basically from this swing low to this swing high. So that's why I'm watching this area, plus the imbalance, plus I have my statistical volatility range area for average volatility range is also sitting right here. So just a couple levels of mine that are just stacked with after we take lows, so I'm watching that area. Are you guys really not able to hear me like that? Let me see. It's weird. Ooh, we're pumping up right now. Alright, my bad. I'm gonna have to check the volume later, like it's New York Open. Like, can you guys just not hear anything that I'm saying, or what? So just so you guys know what I'm looking at, I'll just mark this out. If we are going to continue up to previous weekly highs on another leg higher, then I'm watching. I want to see us get past this area. Otherwise, we still could like turn around, basically. Yo, Joey, in the Discord, is my mic fucked up or not? I didn't even change anything from Alright, chill. Well, if you're in the YouTube and you're having trouble hearing me, you can join the Discord. Apparently the volume's better than there. And also today I'm copy trading two of my, just two accounts. An Apex PA and my Top Step XFA that you see right here. So if we start flipping bearish, there is a chance that we could continue lower, but we gotta wait. So even if this 5-minute candle decides to flip bearish right now, I still have to wait for it to close. because for longs, again, we're watching to see if it's going to break past this area or not. We came up into it and we wicked into it, but if we're going to continue towards previous weekly highs, which is pretty high up there, it's like 250 points up. Well, I guess nowadays it's not really that high up, but still 250 points away basically. I would like to see a strong close through this area. And today, I'm probably going to use like 3 micros, just at first. But I may add into a winning position, it just depends. If we start getting a pretty strong bearish close on this 5-minute candle and the 15 minutes starts to flip, I may be more inclined to try and take a short, but I just have to be kind of careful. Never used my reversal model? Yeah, I do. Just depends. Depends on market environment and depends on a lot of things actually. But I do. The only thing is just that reversal models, because they require so much more context and criteria basically to make sure I'm not just like trying to catch a bottom or catch a top, they just don't happen as often, if that makes sense, unless you try and force them. But definitely, like, I take them. Just careful. What order indicator? You're talking just about these charts? This is a platform. It's not a indicator. So I need a way for us to start getting out of this area. We're still pretty close to where we opened up for New York. But Jack, if you're asking, oh, it's called ATAS. So ATAS. Yeah, Ahmed, I've noticed that recently is that the biggest moves have been happening during Asia and London. So it kind of fucks up the New York Open a little bit sometimes. Causes us to kind of fuck around for a little bit and then we make a move later, but that's why I'm just like extra careful about these opening ranges. At least recently, like if you were watching me stream, like let's say last month or the month before, there were a lot of times where I'd take a trade straight off the open if I knew where it was trying, if I had an idea of where it was trying to go to. But recently I've been trying to chill. Although yesterday I did take a trade off the open, but I'm trying to be careful about doing that now because of these large overnight moves. Because what I would prefer is like a smaller Asia range, a slightly bigger London range, and New York is the one that makes the move. But when we just have all three ranges, all three sessions be the same. Alright, we have a little bit of selling coming in, but we gotta wait to see if there's really gonna be any follow through, or if this was just a lame attempt and we're just gonna snap back. If we do start going lower, then where I'm watching is I'm watching Asia lows and then to come down into here. Yeah, ATAS. ATAS, ATIS, ATAS, whatever people want to say. I think I'm actually gonna wait a second.
Order filled.
I'm gonna go short right here. And I'm gonna basically hope this doesn't snap back, right? So probably put a stop. I'll risk 300 on this, so where's that at? 26, like right here. So essentially what I'm looking for right now is I'm looking for us to just begin to flush past this, sustain some pressure, and start targeting where is this? 830. Yeah, basically start targeting Asia lows. So we'll see. We just basically wick past this, so we need pressure to continue. Otherwise, we're just gonna continue to compress here. Pretty big TP. Yeah, we may get smacked.
Order filled.
Alright, that's okay. Wanted to give it a shot. We just couldn't get any follow through. Dude, I've been getting diddied recently. But it's alright. I'm okay with that attempt. Although, if I do lose another trade, I'm gonna have to stop for the day. But yeah, these New York Opens have been kind of vicious. Because I want to see it continue, right? And have some follow through and some direction. But it seems like the past, I don't know, week or so, 2 weeks, we've been doing this like push, snap back, push, snap back for like the first 15-30 minutes open. To provide data, you can either use a prop firm that will provide the data, or you can purchase your own data, which is what I do. I just purchase my own data. Previous data to back testing? Oh. I don't know, months, years. I don't know, to be honest. Their backtesting engine's pretty good though. I mean, they have a 14-day free trial if you want to test out their backtesting engine. Deep Charts is similar. Yeah, it's made by Volumetrica, so they have good cluster. It's underrated. It has good cluster analysis, and they have really advanced volume profiles too. So I haven't used them yet because they only offer a 3-month subscription and no trial, which it's like, you're gonna force me to pay for 3 months of a platform I don't even know if I like? That's kind of crazy. Good business tactic though, but kind of crazy. Plus, I already use ATAS, so it's like ATAS kind of has everything that I need, except the only thing that Deep Charts has that ATAS doesn't really have that I've seen so far is just maybe some order execution tools, and then Their volume profiles are pretty nice. How they show delta, like the delta on the side. Bro, why is New York doing this shit? Is the new method we just stay up all night and trade London? Is that what's happening now? We trade Asia and London and just like ignore fucking New York. The opens have been kind of choppy. We just whiplash back and forth. But you know what's interesting though is like maybe last month we literally go from we open, immediately make a move. This was happening like over and over every single morning. We open, we immediately make a move, we offer no pullbacks, we immediately hit the target, and then we just begin to chop and consolidate heading into lunch. And then now it's like the complete opposite. We open, we whiplash and chop, and then we make the move. At least that's what I notice. But again, if we are going to push up, then I'm waiting for us to get above this area. Otherwise, like, to me, all of this shit right here is just noise to me. To date, from the beginning of this year, I think I spent like $4,500 on firms, and I pulled 33,000 in payouts for 2026. So I don't know, net before taxes, what is that? Someone do the math. 29k, 28k, something like that. Although I fucked up this month. I was supposed to start this month with like an $8,000 payout. I'd have to go back and look, bro. What, you pocket watching? Nah, yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. I just know this year because we're in it. We're 2 months in. And I look at that Excel sheet every single day. But I don't know. Last year, if I could just guess, I probably... From Top Step, I probably took like... Last year, by the way, half of the year I was trading a live account, doing a small account challenge. So I wasn't really trading props as much, but I think I still pulled like from Top Step 50 or 60k, and then Alpha Futures like 10k maybe, and then yeah, probably. But that was only like the second half of the year, because the first 8 months I was trying to grow $500 into 10k, and I got it to 2,500 bucks, and then I blew it after 8 months, and then I just said fuck this shit, and I went back to trading props. YM, yeah, I don't really trade YM. I just trade NQ or gold. I'll trade gold, but and silver, but not recently. I was just doing it on that parabolic run for a few months, like October, November, December, a little bit of January, I was trading silver and gold. But yeah. So we're kind of just like moving back and forth right now. Honestly, as long as we're in this area, I'm not gonna touch this shit until we start picking up some speed and picking a direction. But I'm gonna need some confirmation on that. There's no way I'm gonna sit here. I already tried to take one attempt short. I'm okay with that attempt. I didn't know we were about to chop like this. But now that I know that we're chopping like this, then now I can make the decision just not to touch it. Because I do not want to lose money trading this bullshit. I'd rather we get out of here first. Yeah, buy low, so high. I mean, dude, there's people who probably like to trade ranges or chops. You'd be killing it. Because these are big. Like if you go look at, I don't know, like a 3-minute time frame, like look at that. This is a 100-point area. I mean, every time we get to the highs and every time we get to the lows, if you just reverse it and we don't break out of here, I mean, you can probably keep catching 25 points. Well, at least we have the 4-hour candle opening in like 3 minutes. There's also technically existing home sales or something, but that doesn't really move the market that much, so we don't really care for it. It's just good to know it's there. Although if the 4-hour opens and we continue to just like range in this 100-point range, then I'm probably just gonna have to do the same thing as yesterday and just call it early. We're about 30 minutes into open and we haven't gone anywhere. This is the open. I'm gonna wait for this 5-minute candle to close. I want to see how it closes, but the idea that I've had all morning basically is I want to see us come down here, but the way it's delivering is like kind of weird. We tried to give it a shot here. We came up first and now we're coming down, but even now I was expecting this to kind of happen a little bit faster. And if we're going to do this weird whiplashing move down with 50-point candles, then I may not be able to get an entry on it, but it's all right. I'd rather not get an entry on that than see a spike down and then try and chase that, and then it just does this, you know, moves back up. Yeah, this closure, that's not a good look for if you're trying to go short. So I guess at this point the question is really just, are we just going to stay right here? And then later during like lunch or the PM session we actually make a move? Or maybe right now. But alright. Not always, but most of the time, yeah, I do. Because I use a 5-minute for basically my entry time frame. So it's slower. So like, you know, if you watch somebody who does 1-minute candles or they trade on the 1-minute, there's like, it's a lot faster paced. And they may have like a bunch of entries or whatever, but I like to trade off the 5-minute. Although every once in a while, if the 5-minute is looking pretty good, but I'm worried that it's going to just run without offering me an entry, sometimes I'll drop down to a 3-minute, but I never go lower than that. Unless I'm tilting. If I'm tilting, then yeah, I'll do whatever. But no, we're usually looking at the 5-minute. That's awesome. I'm glad that you like it. So if we get a strong bearish close on this candle before we take these lows, I may try and take it short. But if this 5 minute just rips down in the next minute and it closes and breaks past this, then I'm actually just going to stop trading. So if this 5 minute candle goes and takes this low, I'm probably going to be done. Right now I'm watching this low volume node. If we push up into it, I'm going to short it. If it doesn't push up into it, then I'll just let it go. But I'm expecting this to take this low and push and start flushing lower. I just want a better entry. I don't want to short it right here. Although it looks like it might just dump. So I actually have limit orders set
Order
right here.
filled.
So we'll see how many get tagged in. I basically just don't want to see us come all the way back here. I'm expecting, or what I'd want to see, not necessarily expecting, but, well, I guess so, because I'm taking a trade. I'm not, if we're going to continue lower, I don't want us to get past this area. And the moment that we take these lows, I'm going to go break even. But if it snaps back up into this range, then you know it is what it is. And the full target is going to be like 830. I go all the way down here. Damn, I can't. Alright, let me just... Alright, there we go.
Order filled.
Oh shit, hold on. I didn't realize that that was 5. Woof. Woof. Thank God I saw that. Oh, dude. I put 5 micros right there by accident. That would have caused a really big loss. Or, not a really big loss, but just a loss bigger than what I would have wanted. Damn, that was sketchy. Yeah, my stop loss. So basically, like I said, if we're actually going to continue lower, I don't want to see us really get above this low volume node. Now, in the event that I need to give it some room, right? So I need to give it a little bit of room to wick past it and come back. But once we start getting past this 5-minute open, the one that started making this move down, we're entering back into this range area, and that at that point, this whole trade idea is just like totally out the water. So the moment that we start pushing past here to take these lows, I'm moving my stop. I'm removing this limit, and I'm moving my stop to break even. We're trying to target down to basically Asia lows, which is roughly, we'll front run it a little bit, 831 we'll say. So we just took the lows, we're gonna remove this, we're gonna go to break even, and we're gonna look for it to flush. We don't want it to snap back. If it does, then I don't want to be in the trade anymore anyways, because if we're going to continue past the lows, I'm expecting it to happen relatively quickly, if that makes sense. But again, it looks like we're struggling to break past this area, so it's just making me think that we're likely to, if we don't actually break lower, it's likely we're just gonna chop all AM session, and I'm just gonna stop and come back tomorrow. And like we could sit here and like try and take profit and cover some of the losses, but fuck that. That's what a pussy would do. We're gonna see if we can get a flush. Because if it does break lower, in my opinion, we're for sure coming here. But it's just whether or not we're actually gonna have any type of follow through. It's not looking good though, I'll tell you that. Sellers are just weak. just weak. We're about to flip. And then we're gonna snap back up into this range if we flip.
Order filled.
Fucking NQ, dude. Alright, it's alright. So now we're going back into the range. That's why I moved my stop to break even. But I was okay with that attempt. We gave it a shot. I didn't want to continue. Entry was decent. But just no follow through. Now we're coming back up, back into this area. We may like come back up and then roll over again, but I'm at this point like this is kind of like a I don't want to trade this anymore. We're not having any type of follow through. So it may happen later, but I don't usually trade later. I only trade the AM session. We wanted to see price go lower. We tried to take a short here, got stopped, and then it came down. Try to take a short here, came down. Just barely wicked this low, so we moved stop to break even. No follow through. We stalled out here for like basically the entire 5 minutes, and then now we're snapping back up. So, with that being said, just gonna have to take my L on the day. So I'll be back tomorrow. And if you're going to continue to trade, just be careful because this is kind of, for me, this is kind of nasty. But yeah. All right, peace.